Hey guys, it's towniesimbuilds here, and we are finally here with our 50 by 50 Disney Pixar world. Now, as you guys have already noticed, we are touring Luca. This is the town of Portorosso, situated in Tuscan, Italy, somewhere in the 1950s. Now, this lot was super fun and very challenging to make, but I really do hope you guys enjoy it, especially if you are big fans of the movie, just like myself. Now, as a quick note, because this build is based on a movie, there will be tons of spoilers, so if you want to watch the movie first, definitely do so, and then come back over here and watch the tour. But with that said, we'll head on over to the world of 𝗧𝗛𝗛 and check out the town of Portorosso. Alright guys, and here is a full view of the town of Portorosso. Like I mentioned, we are in fact in the world of 𝗧𝗛𝗛, and I chose this particular 50 by 50 lot where the ocean was, so we had a little bit of that entering the town square itself. And unfortunately, because this lot was on the water, I couldn't traditionally sculpt the terrain. So as a workaround, I created these mountains using giant rooms that were kind of stacked on top of each other to get that sense of elevation going on. What we're looking at now is the iconic town square, and the stairs actually lead seamlessly into the water, so if your Sims want to use the boats, it's very easy and accessible. And of course, over here is Giulia's home, which also includes her father's Pescaria on the first floor. Moving forward, just past the main town hall area, if you will, is an actual functional farm. It's actually a terraced farm that's molded into the hillside itself. So your Sims can in fact grow crops there. You guys saw the little tower and shed that are also featured in the movie. They actually come in a very important scene where Alberto is rushing to Luca's aid with the umbrella. So you guys may remember that scene. It's very emotional and very dramatic. And speaking of Alberto, here is the island featuring his hideout. Now, I wish I could put it farther away from the town because it wasn't this close, but you know, it's 50 by 50, so this is the best I could do. But anyways, here is the lot in the evening, followed by the night view with everything lit up nicely there. Back to the morning, and returning to the afternoon, where we will take a look inside. So starting off our tour, we will explore the west side of town, and this side of town is in line with Giulia's home. And we do see a little bit of these spots in the movie. This particular area is where the butcher shop is and the gelato shop, I believe. And right now, this is just a quick look at the butcher shop itself. It's pretty basic and simple, really. Just a quick storefront with a kitchen area with some fridges and a place to carve meat. But moving out, we do have a look at the gelato shop. And I believe in the movie, this is where the two elderly women come out of, and Luca and Alberto mistakenly called them fools or idiots. I can't remember what it was. But yes, here is a look at the inside. It does have a small counter and kitchen area, and of course, a full dining area towards the front as well. So these are pretty cool spots. You'll see a lot of these throughout the tour. And as a quick note, this was made originally for a residential lot, but with a lot of these different stores, you can set this to retail if you would like. This is just a quick view of the town pub or bar. I thought it was a really cute little communal space. And we even have Don't Wake the Llama there, just to add some more activities for your Sims. Still on the west side of town, we will move to the upper floors now. And as a quick note, because most of these are apartments, I will go through them quite swiftly. Over here is a small bicycle shop, which I thought was a really cool addition to the town itself. And, you know, I really would have loved to have Vespas, but I don't think we have something like that in the game. But if we do, unfortunately, it's in a pack I don't own. But if you do have custom content, if you do have Vespas in some way or another, this would be a really cool place to put them. We do have a little repair area towards the back as well. And moving towards the left, we will kind of swiftly glide over these apartments. I don't think I've ever made so many apartments in my life, honestly, until I started working on this world. But in general, the theme, again, was very heavily inspired by Tuscan, Italy. I tried to be very, I guess accurate to the time period with the 1950s. So a lot of the appliances are older. I think we do have some smaller TVs that are presumably black and white. We do have some, I believe they're called gramophones or phonographs. I don't remember what they're called exactly. but everything I did was to try and fit that aesthetic as well. The walls themselves are also in that vein. I think a lot of them are made with kind of a plaster or stucco. You guys let me know what the correct terminology is, but I think you can get the vibe. You can get the vibe for sure. As you can see, there is a lot of really cool content from cottage living that made this possible. And moving up to the upper floors, there are some interesting skill building rooms kind of scattered throughout. So we have this really interesting painter's loft over here with a balcony. And I do believe we have one more room here, and this is a sort of embroidery area where you can practice your cross stitch and whatnot. So really cool, fun places for your Sims to explore. Finishing off our tour of the west side of town is in fact Giulia's home and her father's Pescaria. Now, unfortunately, as you guys know, I don't believe we ever get a clear shot of his little storefront, but I did my best. I kind of gave him all the essentials I could think of. So we do have plenty of counter space, a fridge, a cash register, a sink, a menu board that doesn't have fish, but, you know, I do the best with what The Sims 4 has. I did also create a small sort of cooler slash storage area there as well. And due to the floor plan that I was kind of picking out from the movie, I did have to put their bathroom downstairs. So it's still within their property. But yeah, I think it works. I think it works there. Out here is, of course, the courtyard area. And this is shown quite extensively through the movie. And I did try to match the clutter there as best as I could. And I think her dad even has an outdoor sink there. What we're looking at is the ladder to the treehouse, which we'll see momentarily. Finishing off the tour of Giulia's home and her father's home is, of course, the main living slash dining room slash her father's bedroom area. So it sounds crazy, but really all of this is jam-packed into this one room. We do see this when Giulia introduces Alberto and Luca to her father. This is also where they enjoy the pesto pasta, if I believe. And the kitchenette is fairly small. It's fairly simple, just like it is in the movie. And this, of course, is Giulia's father's bed. I found it kind of heartwarming that he sacrificed the main bedroom for his daughter. So it was a really cool detail for Pixar to include that. Moving down the narrow hallway is, of course, Giulia's bedroom. And I did my best to match what is seen in the movie. She definitely has quite a range of different books and clutter everywhere. She has her own little music player. She has posters on the wall. It's a really cozy little spot. We even have this little ducky. He was supposed to be Donald Duck. It was a little Easter egg in there. And she also has a camera hidden away on a desk as well. This, of course, is just the view of the treehouse where Alberto and Luca sleep, and you can access this with your Sims as well. Moving forward with our tour, we now enter the center building of Portorosso, and unfortunately, I don't think we ever get a clear look inside of this building, so I did what I do best. I went rogue. I made it a more communal space to maximize gameplay, and what you're looking at is essentially the town hall area. So it's a pretty cozy spot if the residents want to come together, maybe discuss some local issues or share some ideas. And of course, upon entering, we do have some public restrooms there as well. Easy access for your Sims, they are gender neutral. Pretty useful little feature. Moving up, we now enter the Portorosso Public Library. And this is, of course, on the second floor of this building. I did kind of make it a little more fun. I kind of mishmashed the different cottage living chairs together and utilizing those island living tables there as well. We do have some really cozy reading nooks that are also in the different corners of the library, just to kind of diversify the space and make it a little bit comfier, a little bit more interesting, if you will. But moving on up, we now enter the final floor, and this is a sort of inn/hotel area. Originally, I was going to make this another apartment, but I figured, you know, it's kind of weird having apartments upon so many levels of community spaces. So I thought a sort of hotel would be more interesting. I figured this is a really great space for people visiting Portorosso to come and stay. You guys just saw a quick view of the lobby, and moving over here, of course, we have the front desk area where you would confirm your reservation and get your keys to your room. Over here are some more public restrooms. I figured that the suites wouldn't have the luxury of having their own ensuite bathroom, so they are here for your Sims. And of course, these are the rooms themselves. They are pretty similar and they are pretty small, but they should be fairly comfortable for a stay in Portorosso. Heading on over to the east side of town, we still have a few more different shops in store for your Sims. Now, this one here was pictured in the film, but I honestly had no idea what this location was, but I decided to convert it into a small bakery. So if you guys do treat this as a retail lot, it's definitely a really cool little store you can operate. It does have a full-on kitchen and that little display rack, if you will, if you want to sell some cakes and different pastries. Over here is the first floor of the chapel, which is pictured in the film, and I do believe we see the priest that lives within this place. And this, of course, is the main room with a makeshift altar as well. It was a little tight, but I thought it was very cozy and very warm. And moving over here is the deli. This deli is seen pretty much on the outside. This is where we meet 𝗪𝗚𝗚𝗚 when he's trying to eat the big sandwich, or he's trying to brag about eating it. I don't remember. But this is pretty much the inside of that. So again, another nice restaurant area that you can operate if you choose to do so in this lot. And moving to the right, we do have another restaurant. There are plenty of places to dine in Portorosso, that is for sure. And this one is quite narrow, but again, it does have a little cash register area. It does have a full kitchen towards the back. And I do believe there are even some window seats where you can dine and look outside at the ocean there as well. Moving forward, we do enter our final shop, and interestingly enough, this place was intended to be a rival Pescaria. Now, unfortunately, I didn't really have a lot of information regarding this space, but it is pretty similar in layout, so we do have a sort of cash register and counter area towards the front, and then a full kitchen towards the back as well. Finishing off our tour of the mainland of Portorosso, we do have one remaining store that is way to the outskirts of town, right next to the farm area. This, of course, is a sort of all-in-one supply shop, so you can find a lot of different tools and ingredients if you are farming or cooking. So it's a really interesting store. Like I say, if you want to use this as a retail lot, it's definitely designed perfectly for doing so. But turning around and moving forward, just like the west side of town, we have a ton of apartments, you guys. This place is just loaded with different places for your Sims to live. So this is just the area above the bakery. We do have a look at the quarters of the priest, mainly his office and part of his living area. This is the apartment above the deli where 𝗪𝗚𝗚𝗚 was. And moving to the left, we do have a little studio. This is kind of like a woodworking station if you do have a craftsman in your village. And then moving up, we do have the next floor. Again, more living space. This is the apartment above the Pescaria. We do have the little living area above the woodworking shop. This is the studio or apartment above the deli. I'm trying to keep track of it. This is the living quarters. These are the living quarters of the priest in the chapel. And then, of course, these are the remaining bedrooms and kitchen areas above the bakery and the supply shop. Finishing off this town, finally, we do have the chapel area, and this is actually a secret reading nook. You guys will actually find that Giulia has one as well. And at last, we have the final bedrooms located on the very topmost floors of this build. Concluding our tour is a very special location, and that is in fact Alberto's hideout. So he is situated on his own island. It is in fact connected to the mainland via bridge. And I did include this very interesting detail with the stone diving board from the Get Together pack. As you guys know, there's a really hilarious and fun moment where Luca and Alberto create their own Vespa and launch it into the ocean. Now, we can't do that. We can't ride off into the ocean with your Sims, but we can dive into it, so I thought it was a good alternative. This is the first floor of the tower, and this is not included in the film itself, but I figured if Alberto is living on his own, you know, he does need necessities, so I did include an off-grid shower, toilet, and fridge, just so he would have all the essentials. But moving on up, we have the very iconic hangout space, and we see this area a lot with both Luca and Alberto. He does have quite a bit of junk. I didn't really know how to situate all of it, but I tried to get it as close to the movie as I could. Surprisingly, he has a lot of cooking equipment. But over here we do have the wheelbarrow that he's working on with a picture of what presumably is Señor Vespa. And of course, moving up, we have the topmost floor, and this is where Luca and Alberto also hang out. I think there's a really cool scene where they're looking at the stars, and there is a little campfire in the center there as well. So looking at the lot specs as a whole, this is in fact a 50 by 50 lot, so you can fit it into a variety of different Sims 4 worlds, but for the best gameplay and best aesthetic, I definitely recommend placing it within 𝗧𝗛𝗛𝗡𝗏. In terms of lot type, this is set to residential, but like I mentioned throughout the video, if you do want to have that full retail experience, you can also play this as a full retail lot. In terms of packs, we only use 4 packs, as always. We incorporate base game, but we also use content from Get to Work, Get Together, Island Living, and Cottage Living. Alright guys, and that is a wrap on the town of Portorosso from Disney Pixar's Luca. As always, you know I love hearing all of your thoughts and feedback in the comments, and if you've seen the movie or if you are also a fan of Luca, definitely let me know in the comments if I did this city justice. I really hope you all enjoy having this world in part of your game, whether in 𝗧𝗛𝗛𝗏 or another Sims 4 world. And with that, this has been 𝗪𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, signing off. Thank you so much for watching, guys.